Hey everybody, I'm Nerdy30. Thank you for joining me with my first big video of 2026. I hope that the holidays were great for everybody, that you guys had a happy new year, and I hope that 2026 is off to a good start for you in whatever that means to you in your personal endeavors. I, for myself, have decided that I'm going to try some new things to grow my collection and whatnot over this next year. And with that being said, I have decided to try Whatnot. So what you see in front of me are some games that I have purchased from Whatnot. I downloaded Whatnot over the holiday break, and I believe we had some time Christmas Day. It was later in the afternoon, after all the festivities had wound down, and I heard my sister-in-law talking about Whatnot, and so I downloaded it and started looking, and I actually won a giveaway. So that was kind of exciting, but I decided to sit back and watch a couple streams. And I realized that there's a lot of good deals to be had, I believe. So I bought some games that I did not have in my collection, and I was looking for stuff to build up other sides of my collection outside of Sony, because I've gone so hard towards PS2 and PlayStation in general that it is overwhelmingly larger than Xbox, Sega, and Nintendo. I have decided to go for the complete Wii U set, which that may be a video in itself. But what I decided to do is I have bought a bunch of games. This is the first batch of them. I'm going to do an unboxing. I have not opened anything from Whatnot yet, other than one package, which was a free giveaway game that I got. It was Far Cry for the Wii, which is kind of neat to see. So I'm going to do this in a couple parts as I get stuff in, and then I'm going to summarize my experience with Whatnot by tallying up what I spent total, compare it to price charting value to see how far off the mark we were, and then factoring in things like free giveaways if there was anything that kind of swayed the balance. You know, the first giveaway I got was a Japanese Pokemon card, which is cool, but value-wise it didn't bring anything of value. But then the Far Cry game for the Wii, I believe is only like a $6 or $7 game, but hey, a free game is a free game. So I'm going to give my initial impressions on the packaging, and what you see is going to be me opening everything for the first time. And then at the end of this little series, I guess you could call it, I'll give a shout out to some memorable Whatnot streamers, and if they were good, and if they were bad, I won't. I don't like to put people on blast, but I hope you enjoy. I'm excited to get into these packages because I am not quite sure what is in here. Okay, so I adjusted the angle of the camera to be more focused on the games, and so you can see the packaging a little bit better. Thought that might be a little bit better than just me with my face reactions and stuff. So as I said, complete blind reaction. I know for a fact that I've bought an Xbox 360. I did buy a lot of Dreamcast, some Wii, a couple of PlayStation games, but as I said, and I don't know if these are giveaways or stuff I purchased. So as I said, what you're seeing is me in real time with this. So please forgive me. I have some tropical smoothie, Blimey Limey, delicious, and the knife of opening that I just found, and should be okay for opening packages. So without any further ado, let's get started. So this first package is really nice, actually. It's got a little thank you sticker, which is very nice, and it's in a, what is it, polyurethane packaging, so it should be waterproof, and I can feel the bubble wrap. Okay, so this is looks like a single game. I think you can tell by the blue that is a Wii U game, and if it's one I paid for, then I know what it is. So let's take a look. See what we got. Oh, I guess I did pay this for this one. So we got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's got a hole in the cover art. The back is not in terrible shape. It's a little grimy, a little bit of dirt along the top there, and but we have a manual. We have the disc. Let's take a look. I don't know if you can see that or not. So we got a couple scratches, but I think if I'm gonna go back through, as I said, later, and tally all this up. I think I got this for like $5 or $6. Looked like we had some free Pokemon card throw in, so that's kind of neat. You know, as I say, you know, won't ever shake a stick out of free stuff. So there's game number one. Okay, so game number two feels like it's a little thicker. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just realized I flashed my address and the seller's address. So, you know, I am still a big proponent of privacy, but I've realized that trying to protect my face from everything isn't really feasible to get all the content I want, because I feel like it just steps in front of my ability to produce what I want. Like, for example, yesterday I traded a 32-inch CRT that I picked up from a recycling center and tested working great to a local game store. I got $50 trade credit in it. It cost me like $9 to get a universal remote on the set, and all I did was open it up and dust it off and tested it, and it worked great. And so I was able to get a couple of Wii bangers I was looking for and put that credit towards a Wii Mini. But I wanted to document the process, but it was hard documenting it and trying to stay out of the picture. So you see what I look like, you get to see what I look like. So, but I will try to protect information like addresses and full names and stuff of both myself and any buyers or sellers that whenever it comes to any transaction. So I had to cut that clip short because I inadvertently put my information out there. So anyhow, as I was saying, this is 2 games. I've noticed it seems like they just really go to town on the free stuff from the post office. So let's see what we got here. We got, oh my gosh, that's funny. I just picked this game up locally. So this is why it's important to okay, so I go by Pokefan on whatnot. So what's this? Infinactory, sealed for the PS4. It's funny that I freaking bought this because I actually did purchase this one, and I must have won this as a giveaway because I just got a copy of this morning. Nice seal, you know, kind of maybe hard to see. I don't know about this angle, but had this marked for $13, but just like the other one, it's loose as well. So I'll definitely be opening those and getting those on. And then this one, I forgot I purchased this one, I guess, because I had some local trade credit at a game store about 10 minutes from the house, and I actually just picked up a CIB copy of this. So, you know, disc has got some scratches on it, but I mean, it's Mario Strikers. So I love the Wii U, mostly because I purchased it in a lot, probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I got a bunch of games with it that were that I intended to just sell the whole lot. I think I paid $50 and I got something like 35 or 40 games between Wii and Wii U and the console, and kept the games I wanted, sold most of the games, and nobody wanted the system. I had it listed, I want to say it was probably 21 or 22, and I think I had it for like 110, 120 bucks, and nobody was biting, and so I kept it. And I wound up playing Zelda Wind Waker HD, the remaster on the Wii U, and that's what made it sink in that I actually kind of like this console, even though it wasn't considered a very big success. The other thing is, I've got kids, and my kids' friends constantly come over, and they love to play in the game room, and they're always asking about a Wii. Well, when I talk about the Wii U, they're like, oh, well, I don't know. And so picking up that Wii Mini will be great because the kids can go to town on it, and it's not in my game room. It's set up in the living room with my modern consoles. So this one is a good sized box. I've probably bought 10 to 12 Dreamcast games, because my Dreamcast collection is like 5 games currently. And I'm actually in the process of trying to scan my games in. I'm using Price Charting app, which seems to be okay, but I also want to use GameEye. So if you've made it this far in the video, please comment below what your preferred app for tracking your collection is. I'm to the point now where I see games and I'm like, I think I have it, and then I don't have it, or I don't think I have it and I buy it and then I have 2 copies. So anyhow, back to what we're looking at here. So this is packed very well. I guess hold on to some of those bubble mailers. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 bubble mailers. Heck yeah, those hadn't been used at all. So there we go. There's value added right there. So I believe this was the first Switch game that I picked up. Big Sonic kid growing up. So this PAL Sonic Origins Plus came up. And this guy just had a ton of them. And I don't know if it's because it's a PAL version that it was selling for so cheap. But I think this game's like 40 or 50 bucks new at Walmart. And I think I got it for like $12 maybe. Seal looks really good on that. This one will be getting opened. I actually got a Switch 2 for Christmas from my awesome wife. Totally surprised me. Had absolutely no clue what was going to go on with that. And was very happy. So let's see real quick if I can look into the packing slip. We got well, honestly, can't tell you because he just has them as new sealed games. So there's a couple in here. Next game was a Fallout 76. I am not a Fallout kid. I don't think I've ever actually played Fallout. But as I said, so this is this one, I remember this. A pre-owned sealed, they called it a pre-refurbished game? I don't know. I thought that was an interesting thing. So I think I paid like maybe $5 for that one, $6 or so. And it was a good seal. The one thing I do like about Whatnot so far is, from my understanding, you have a certain amount that you get charged in shipping, and then once you hit that limit, everything is free past that shipping-wise. So some of these auctions, there's a Dreamcast box. I'm really hoping that's what this big guy is here. But the Dreamcast box, I think I get 12 or 13 games in it. So anyhow, enough rambling. So next we have, let's take a look here. We got Dishonored 2. This one was another pre-owned game. Good seal. says here it was pre-owned. So I don't know if this was like were these factory refurbished games. I know sometimes back in the day, old copies of stuff could be sent in, and the manufacturer could resurface them or whatnot. So next game is Troll Hunters, Defenders of Arcadia. If you've never actually watched this show on Netflix, it's actually really good. My son grew up watching this show, and when I saw this game, I actually was pretty excited. So yeah, so this one was a pre-owned game as well. So this one's got, you know, some, it looks like maybe a little bit of water damage on the cover, but once again, this one was like $6. So let's see what is next. Life in Willowdale Farm Adventures. So another PAL game. This one was sealed as well. I grew up on the Harvest Moon games. So I had a friend who was into Harvest Moon when I was a kid, probably 10 or 11 years old, and got me hooked on Harvest Moon 64. And actually, I only have 2 64 games in my collection currently, and my most expensive game in my collection is Harvest Moon 64 sealed. So this guy was dropping these in at like, they call them sudden death, where they're dropped in at, you know, a certain time increment. Usually they'll do 15 or 5 seconds, and there's no time added, no extensions for running the adding bids to the game. So I like sudden death, kind of. But one thing while I'm thinking about it that you have to be careful of that I've seen is there's a custom bid feature on Whatnot. So you can slide, you're just like slide, and there's a custom bid, and people can type in the custom bid, and it doesn't give you any notification unless you're watching that number on the little slide. I was chasing a Nintendo 64 yesterday, and it was 30-second sudden death. It was started at $1. I was already over the free shipping, and I was excited, and it was like 10, 20, 25, 28 bucks, and then all of a sudden it went to like 140 bucks, and I was the winner, and I realized I had swiped it, and I was like, well, I really didn't want to pay that much, but luckily I was outbid, and it wound up going higher. So that is the one thing that I would say is it's very easy to get into bidding wars. But anyhow, let's continue. So the next game that I purchased was, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the PS5. Now this one is a new game. Let's see. Game based on true events. Yeah, so the seal is good on this one. Disc is nice and secure. I don't know if you could hear one of the other sealed games. It was not secure. My wife is a big Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, so I picked that up for her. So next, the game I have not played, it is The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Is this the PAL version? No, I don't believe this is the PAL version. I guess, I know some PAL games are cheaper than like the North America version, so I don't know if some of these sellers are getting these in bulk and they're able to sell them at 10, 15 bucks and make a profit on it, but I don't understand Whatnot. I have no interest in selling on Whatnot, but I think this was a neat thing, and the only thing I wish about with this game is I had picked up the limited edition Switch that came with that, so I missed out on one. So if you ever see a console that you want, just buy it, because you'll never know what'll happen to it. So the next game I got, which on the Switch, which was new, was Kingdom Come Deliverance, the Royal Edition. Picked this one up because I've heard a ton about this game. I'm interested to see how it works on the Switch, because, for example, I was super excited for Hogwarts Legacy, and when it finally came to the Switch, I was so underwhelmed with the performance that I wound up trading my copy in. So I just decided that, getting a Switch 2, maybe that game might run a little better, because from what I've heard from a lot of reviews, the best Switch 2 use right now is to play older Switch games it's a much more powerful hardware, so it plays those older Switch games at a good frame rate. So got another sealed or unused foam mailer, which is great. And the last disc that I got from this lot was Double Dragons, sealed for the PS5. So I wasn't really a Double Dragon kid. I really honestly wasn't much into Super Nintendo or Nintendo growing up. I grew up on the Genesis. But I had a good time playing some of the games in the off chance. So this was all from the same seller. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games from the same seller. And let me do some quick math. So we got 9 items per the packing slip. I got 8, 14, 28. Let's see, 45, 60, 88, 105, 45. So, paid about $150 for 9 games. As I said, we'll do the analysis at the end when I get all the packages together, but I was pretty happy to add some games to my collection. So this is the one that I'm hoping is that Dreamcast game. So if this is it, this will be a great opening. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're on our last box. And I really hope that this is the Dreamcast lot that I bought. I don't believe it is because it doesn't feel heavy enough, but Dreamcast games are not, historically heavy. So, oh yes, that looks like some Dreamcast. Heck yes, I've been looking forward to this box all week. So, set it over here. Alright, so the first that I got was Arrow Wings. This guy, I'll cover that information. There's a phone number under here. We talked about in the chat how crazy it was to write your name and date on a Dreamcast game in 2020. So, decent shape, box and whatnot. Excited for that one because I have an affinity for collecting old aircraft games. I spent 10 years in the Air Force as a aircraft mechanic, so it was really cool. Next we got was MDK2. Have no clue about most of these Dreamcast games. They were games that were not common to find in my area. Really good shaped disc. I didn't show the other one because that disc also on Arrow Wings has the guy's name and phone number on it, but interesting case. Jewel case a little cracked, but that's pretty indicative of Dreamcast games. Next, picked up NFL 2K1. Not really a big sports fan, but I'll get into that in a second. So, pretty cool. It's even got like the little registration card as well as the manual. Disc is in really good shape. If I remember this one. Yeah, most of these are you could that it's really good. Doesn't look like it's been resurfaced. But this one was in really good shape. So I have a 36-inch Trinitron in my game room, and I call that my multiplayer TV. So that system has OG Xbox, Dreamcast, GameCube, and Nintendo 64 on it. And when my teenagers' friends come over, they always ask to play in the game room. Usually they play Mario Kart on the Dreamcast or Super Smash Bros. But I don't really have the library for the Dreamcast, but some of them are really big sports heads. So I figured they want to play some Dreamcast, pick up some sports games. That would be an interesting addition to the collection, plus something that they may also like to play. So anyhow, so the next game is called Draconis Cult of the Worm. Worm, meaning dragon. Got a little crack on the jewel case, and some on the back. But this is more of a fantasy-looking game. I really like fantasy and RPGs, but clean disc, super good shape. I want to say, I think for this box, I didn't pay a lot for some of this stuff. But next game, Sega Sports NBA 2K. All of these were complete in box, so that is exciting. But really clean shape manual. That disc is a little worse for wear, but once again, I think I paid like $4 for this one. I hit the free shipping limit, and so I was like, all right, just slam them in there. This one I was actually excited for. This is the Atari Anniversary Edition, CIB. So this one was, it's got Asteroids Deluxe. It's got 12 Atari games on it. And, the manual's a little, it looks like that may have some liquid damage. It's a little wrinkly there, but disc was in really good shape. And that's another point that I'd like to speak about, Whatnot, that I really have enjoyed. I love the live interaction. I don't really stream or watch streamers, but getting on and being able to see the product and ask questions and have that real-time interaction with the item before you purchase it, I really liked that. So next one was that Suzuki All-Star Extreme All-Star. Sorry, I spelled wrong. Extreme Racing. Once again, I think most of these games I didn't spend more than $6 or $7 a game on. I figured racing, basketball, football, got a little bit of damage on the edge, would be good because it's from, the edition of the Dreamcast that I would like to get is the sports edition, the black one. So the Dreamcast was known for, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, arcade ports. And so it was, Sega was a powerhouse of arcades in the late 90s. So some of their sports games were translated over real well. Next we got World Series Baseball 2K1. Same thing. Oh, they're not for resale cover. That's neat. I wonder if any of those other... No? Apparently, I wonder if that was a pack-in with the sports console. But once again, great shape. This a little bit of scratches, but so a rental game from Video Game Castle. That's cool. 413 area code. So wherever that area code is, I'm not going to look it up, but that's neat. Next game was Wild Metal. CIB looks a little. I wonder if it's taped shut. I wonder if the case doesn't match or something. But this one was a little sun faded. Oh yeah, this was a Rockstar game. That's why I was like, Rockstar makes pretty good games, and it doesn't appear to be in bad shape at all. That one's been buffed, but Gauge the Enemy and solo play. Just a good game. From what the good thing about Whatnot, with being able to interact with your item live, could be counteracted maybe with sometimes you don't get time to look these up. Sometimes guys are like, hey, look it up. They'll give you 15, 20 seconds between auction. But time is money. So some of these guys are just boom, boom, boom. So, of course, I had to get Sealed Web Browser 2.0. I actually don't have a copy of this, but it's just funny that you have a disc to get on the internet. And... is that 2000? let's see. Don't know if this is the last one, but this is Incoming CIB. It's a missile game. They are here. Fight against alien intervention with the finest in the land, sea, and air. Combat craft, the ultimate multiple vehicle shoot 'em up. I don't know. They had a couple copies of it, and this one is really good shape on the disc. Look at the color of that disc. So I was in the Navy as well before I joined the Air Force. That's what I did 5 years in the Navy, and I've done 11 years in the Air Force. And I actually just dropped my retirement paperwork last month. So let's see how that goes. But this looks like a scope on the equipment I used to work with that would tell you the bearing that a target was to you. So that was neat. I believe that may be it. Let me look through the box real quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Yeah, so that was everything out of that last box. So let's take a look real quick. It looks like on the pack end we have, let's see, 11 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11 items, 25, 30, 68, 72, 82. So I paid about 120 bucks. So this whole stack, right around the $275 price range between all these games. So once again, just a quick look over of everything that came in. So this is the first batch of games that came in. I know for a fact there's going to be another box of, or there's going to be a box of 360 games. I did buy some 360 heavies, and by heavies I mean, to me, when I say heavies, I start to think about games that are 20 to 30 bucks, which on the 360, that's, I think that's really a heavy considered for that system, because there wasn't a lot of expensive games for that one. But this Strikers is probably going to go back on eBay, because I just picked up a CIB copy local. Took in some old comics I had to a local comic shop and got trade credit, and I picked up Strikers, which was the only decent game they had. But I've never had an issue selling Strikers before. It always seems to be a somewhat common game to throw out there. And who knows, maybe I'll keep that one as a player's copy for the kids. And then just to go through the Dreamcast again. So if you like this kind of content, maybe consider giving my channel a like and subscribe. I'm always up to something new. You know, the CRTs are new in the last few months. I have a new computer series coming out soon. If you can see some of the computers in the background, I have a series I'm very excited for. I will be going back to Kansas City for work at the last week of January. But once I am done with that, I should be golden. So tune in towards the end of the month. If you like thrifting or haul videos, I may make some thrifting videos, because my favorite thrift shop in the world, Savers, is no longer in Arkansas, but they have 5 or 6 of them up there in Kansas City. So once again, this was my Whatnot review. Overall, pretty happy with what I got. The shipping speed was a little slower than I was expecting, but I think that just had to do with the holiday, because as I said, I started buying games on Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, and then I've bought games up through the last couple of days. So stay tuned for part 2. There may only be a part 2, because really the only other thing I can think of other than onesie-twosie games are, there is probably 10 or 12 360 games coming in. So anyhow, my name's Jake. I'm with Nerdy in my 30s. I go by Nerdy30. So if you like what you saw, please subscribe and give a like. Maybe share the video with somebody who'd be interested in it. If you've made it to the end of the video, I usually do a code word. So the code word for this video is going to be what? Just kidding. I don't care. If you do that, that's great. It just lets me know that you made it to this part of the video, which really does give me a warm and fuzzy that you guys made it to the end of the video. But with that password, put what your favorite game is in the comments. Or something that maybe I should keep a lookout for on Whatnot, because what I noticed with Whatnot is you don't know what's coming. Like, some people will list an entire show in the store. Some guys will just put random game in hand, and then you don't know what you're going to get until 3 seconds before the auction starts. So anyhow, that's it. So I'm to the point where I'm rambling. So once again, I'm Nerdy30, and I'm signing out.